Welcome back. A Van Buren drugstore is cut off from its supplier, and it's going to court to fight back. That move comes as pharmaceutical giants are keeping a closer eye on opioids. Arkansas business editor Lance Turner is here to explain what's at stake and what comes next. So, Lance, it seems unusual that a drug company would cut off from one of its customers, but that's what happened here, right?
That's right. Yeah. Now that dispute is in court. Maine's Pharmacy Incorporated operates the Super Save number 3 on Alma Highway in Van Buren. And in a lawsuit that's now in U.S. District Court, the company says that Amerisource Bergen Drug Corporation of Pennsylvania, a giant drug conglomerate supplier, has stopped providing Super Save with the drugs that it needs as of November 30th. The drugstore claims the supplier has cut them off for, quote, unknown, arbitrary, and capricious reasons. And as a result, Super Save can't get certain drugs anymore, which it says, of course, threatens not only its business, but also its ability to serve customers and patients. Last week, it asked a judge for a temporary restraining order to block Amerisource Bergen from cutting it off, but the judge denied that request, saying Maine's had not shown the irreparable harm that's required for an order like that.
So why does the drug supplier say it wants to cut off the pharmacy?
Well, according to court documents that we've seen, Amerisource Bergen sent a letter to Super Save saying it was concerned about how the drugstore was handling certain controlled substances, which it said may place the drugstore or Amerisource Bergen at risk of some kind of federal or state regulatory action. Basically, it's concerned about how Super Save was dispensing controlled substances for chronic pain therapy, and also the amount of controlled substances it was providing for a dentist. They talk about large quantities to a dentist. And that's about all we know right now. Maine's has also sued for breach of contract in this lawsuit, and the court is due to hold an evidentiary hearing in the future. The date hasn't been set yet, but we should get more details when that finally happens.
Okay, reading between the lines here, what seems to be driving this action by the drug supplier?
Well, as we all know, the opioid epidemic has drawn increasing scrutiny on all opioid prescriptions. And of course, there have been lawsuits against pharmaceutical chains like Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and big suppliers like Amerisource Bergen, which have resulted in multi-billion-dollar settlements. And that's probably made companies like Amerisource Bergen more heightened about the kinds of drug orders it receives, how it supplies people, and also really on the lookout for any kind of suspicious activity. Any reason to be suspicious of something is probably cause for concern these days in an environment like this. Now, in a case like this, you can see where the pendulum swings too far the other way, and a small business like a small pharmacy can get hurt in the process. We'll have to see where the facts of this case leads before we know more about it. But that's the environment that all of these pharmacies are operating in right now amid this opioid epidemic.
All right, something we'll have to keep our eye on heading into the new year. Thanks, Lance, for joining us this afternoon. And of course, you can read more about this story at arkansasbusiness.com.